You're saying how they're robbing us of our freedom and our liberty. I was just listening. I love the old jazz, and I was just listening to
You
a
are
song.
very, very happy when you talk about jazz. Your whole composure has changed from fury and anger about Cuomo and Bush to joy, unbridled joy about jazz.
Well, it was the American spirit.
Yes.
The Count Basies, the Duke Ellingtons.
Yes, it's very American. Yes.
Yeah, and I was just listening to this song with Peggy Lee, and it was during World War II. And they're talking about the Freedom Train. The Freedom Train going across America. And I was thinking about this before we went on the air. I was just listening to it. I was getting ready this morning. And your article, there is no Freedom Train anymore.
No.
Freedom has been stolen from us in front of our eyes.
By the government we have chosen.
Yep. And you used the term before, liberal. This is the definition of liberal. Willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own.
We are the liberals. We are the true liberals.
So calling these other people liberals, they're not liberals.
No, they're not. They're authoritarians, Gerald.
And I call them libtards.
What's a libtard?
Yeah, like a retard.
Oh. Well, look, I don't know where this is going to go, but you and I and the people we interact with need to be beating the drum on this. This governor must be brought to task and shamed. Now, she is a defendant in several lawsuits over this. I'm surprised that there hasn't been a temporary restraining order imposed on her already. Look, the courts are too slow, Gerald. Last week, a New York State Supreme Court justice invalidated New York City Mayor Adams' firing of teachers, firemen, emergency responders, cops who wouldn't take the vaccine. They all get their jobs back and they all get back pay. That decision should have come down 2.5 years ago, not today. It's the right decision, and he blasted Adams to the skies. The city isn't even going to appeal it, but it's 2 years too late.
And again, that they got away with this stuff. Lock down this could stay open. And by the way, the reason why they allowed liquor stores to stay open is because of the high tax money that they get.
There you go.
End of story.
Yeah. Oh, you know who's on trial as we speak? Because you and I were involved with these people, the leaders of the trucker caravan in Canada. That trial is going on as we speak. These people are not Americans, but they're patriotic Canadians who understood their right to travel, their right to speak, their right to assemble. And another little daddy's boy. This theme keeps coming back, Gerald.
Yep.
Justin Trudeau made up his own laws, arrested them, and is now prosecuting them. Well, they don't have a bill. They don't have a Bill of Rights. They have a tradition, which is similar to ours. It's just not reduced to writing.
Yeah, he made up that emergency law.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Again, this is from the Trends Journal in April 2020, when everything started getting locked down. In Italy, where it is now known that 99% of those who died from COVID-19 had significant health issues before contracting it, and the average age of those died is 79.5 years of age.
Wow.
With over 3/4 having high blood pressure and a third diabetes. Last Friday, Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte extended one of the most severe lockdowns in the world until at least the end of May. I mean, it's one thing after another. And you ready for this? Announcing his decision, Conte stated the extended lockdown was a decision, you ready? For which I take all political responsibility, end quote. I take, just like this arrogant clown over there playing governor, I take. Your freedom doesn't mean crap to me. I'm a political piece of garbage. I'll tell you what to do. Oh, and by the way, These are the Americans and the NATO countries that go invade other countries under the bullshit that they're bringing freedom and democracy, as they're stealing it from us right in front of our eyes.
Right. You'll
Right
be
in
happy.
front of
You'll be
our
happy
eyes.
you'll be happy to know that his own political party threw him out of office, Prime Minister Conte, about a year after that piece that you just read.
Yep.
I was in Italy that summer. It was very, very draconian. Very, very draconian. When you couldn't go into a restaurant without showing proof of vaccine. You couldn't check out of a hotel without taking a test first. And I said, suppose I refuse to take the test, but we're not going to let you go. Well, who's going to pay for me staying here? It's a 5-star hotel. You'll have to pay. I mean, some of it's funny. Most of it was absurd. All of it was totalitarian.
Again, but people forget this. You ready? That little arrogant clown, that little arrogant boy that helped sell the fear of Fauci. This is from our Trends Journal in April 2020. I don't think we should shake hands ever again, he said. And we should have, quote, compulsive hand washing. In Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer ordered that citizens, and we put AKA slaves of the state, are not permitted to walk across the street to visit friends or drive within the state to see relatives or to visit one's cottage up north. She has allowed attending a funeral with no more than 10 people. I say make it 11 people. No, Celente. Make it 8 people. Let's make up any kind of crap we want. We are politicians. People forget this stuff. It's one after another. How they're robbing us of our rights in front of our eyes.
This is we have the welfare state. We have the warfare state. We have the national security state. We have the emergency state. The emergency state began before 9/11 when the Patriot Act was drafted, before 9/11. So that after 9/11, when then Attorney General Ashcroft said, we need new tools to find these bad people, the Patriot Act was already written. Congress passed it with no debate. Don't worry, it's just temporary. Well, there's nothing more permanent, Milton Friedman once said, than a temporary government program. The Patriot Act is still with us. It's been amended. It's been expanded. So we've gone from the World Trade Towers to Trump, to COVID under Trump and the governors, to now a governor just declaring emergency authority. And the power of the government keeps expanding and the liberty of the individual keeps shrinking.
The power of the government keeps expanding. And what'd you say?
And the liberty of the individual keeps shrinking.
Yep. You know, we're talking before about how, how much I love jazz. And you think of the American spirit back then. And you look at how these cats were dressed, how cool they were. And the elegance. And it's gone from ragtime to swing to R&B, rock and roll, Motown, and now it's one bad rap. Look what the people look like. It's the decline of our society right in front of our eyes. Freedom train, now, no, can't get on board. It's closed down. We'll tell you what to do. I'm a little piece of political crap, and we'll tell you what to do. The mayors, how about that de Blasio? Remember that arrogant little boy, Warren Wilhelm Jr., who changed his name to his mommy's name to get the Italian-American vote in New York?
He told me personally that he's Neapolitan and he has relatives named Napolitano in Naples. I didn't know whether to believe him or not. But you're right. His real name was Warren Wilhelm. De Blasio was the name of his stepfather, not his biological father.
His mother, I think his mother.
Oh, mother. I think you're right. You're right.
Yeah. But
whatever.
Again,
he's history now. And we have one in New York that's just as bad.
Just as bad. An arrogant Adams.
Yes.
AA, arrogant Adams. Again, look what's going. Where are the people? Where is the fight?
The fight is in people like you and me and people that are protesting what this New Mexico governor is doing. But for the most part, there is no fight. For the most part, people roll over just like they did during 9/11. For the most part, we are a nation of sheep.
Yep. And he who's not angry when there is just cause for anger is immoral. Why? Because anger looks to the good of justice.
Yes. Thomas
And
Aquinas,
if you can live
right?
amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust, St. Thomas Aquinas. So all you people out there that aren't doing anything and aren't angry amid this injustice that the judge and I are talking about, and Scott Ritter and Colonel McGregor and others and Phil Giraldi, then, you are immoral as well as unjust. So be moral, subscribe to the Trends Journal, and of course, go to Judging Freedom with Judge Andrew Napolitano. The guests that he has on his channel are sensational. The interviews are like almost nothing that you'll find anywhere else. So go to judgenap.com and spread the word for liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness. Thanks, Judge, for being on.
Thank you, Gerald. All the best to you, my friend.
Ciao, ciao.